So, we are almost in the final week of the year 2021, and now might be a great time for us to start thinking about financial goals for the next 1 year. One common financial goal that all of us would have is that we want to make more money. This is common to all of us. Let me know in the comment box what other financial goals all of you have. But one common financial goal for all of us would be that, hey, I want to make more money. How exactly do we do that? What is the mindset shift that you need to incorporate to make a lot of money? That is the agenda for today. I am going to speak in 5 simple, easy to understand, executable points. I am going to walk you through an action plan of the system that I use to make more money. Hopefully, if you incorporate that system, you can end up making a lot of money. Now, let's assume that you want to make 1 crore. That's a big, huge number. So what is it that we need to do? So let's do the math first. In order to make 1 crore rupee, you need to roughly make 8.5 lakh rupees every single month, which translates to roughly 27,400 rupees every single day. Now, that's a big figure, 27,500 rupees every single day. It's very difficult to do it from just one income stream. So the first and foremost rule is that you must multiply your income sources. I have made a separate video on my passive income streams. You can go there, you can watch that video. The summary of that video is that there are 3 specific type of avenues that you can explore to make money. First is active income stream. So active income stream would mean that you're going to office, getting a paycheck at the end of the month. You are trading your time for money. Second type of income stream would be a passive income stream. An example here would be that you write an ebook and that starts selling, and every year you get some royalty out of it, or you get certain commissions out of it. So from that perspective, there is a passive income stream going. Third is an investment income stream. You invest in stocks, you invest in cryptos, you invest in mutual funds, you invest in fixed deposits. All these will give you certain returns. That becomes your investment income. So combining all 3, that goal of 27,500 rupee might look somewhat reachable. I'm not saying that it's easy to do it, but the bottom line is that you at least need to think about it from this perspective that, hey, 3 different types of income streams. If I add it up, probably I can get to 27,500 rupees every single day. With that perspective in mind, you must have an action plan and you must change your mindset. So let me outline very quick 5 important points with you that will help you ameliorate your income stream. So word for today is ameliorate, which simply means increasing your income stream. So first specific point is that you must identify 0 to 1 type of opportunities. What exactly is 0 to 1? Now, this is a concept that was suggested by legendary entrepreneur Peter Thiel, and there is a book, an entire book called as 0 to 1. I would highly recommend you to read it. It simply says that there are innovative companies that undertake a lot of innovation. For example, these would be companies like Zerodha in India that literally prove to be a game changer in how people buy equities. Similarly, now we have companies in the US like UiPath. There is a company called as Coinbase, which is exploring the crypto market. So these are all 0 to 1 type of businesses. Similarly, if you're trying to build your business or if you're trying to work for a certain company, try to identify 0 to 1 type of companies. Why? Because a lot of money can be made in these type of opportunities. If you're investing in stocks or if you're investing in cryptos, then you could possibly invest a little bit of money in these 0 to 1 type of companies, because this is where major growth will come from. So let me help you understand this point better by juxtaposing 2 examples. So let us pick the example of HDFC Bank. Now, HDFC Bank is a massive bank already. It has a very high market capitalization. If you go and invest in an HDFC Bank, it will not 3x, 4x in a few years. Why? Because it has already grown to such a massive scale. On the flip side, if you go and identify a really small bank or a small cap stock, there is a much higher likelihood that that stock will 4x, 5x in the next few years. So that is called as identifying 0 to 1 type of opportunities. Very quick disclaimer, I am not saying that you should go and invest all your money in this 0 to 1 type of opportunities. But if you want to make a lot of money, the goal should be to identify at least some 0 to 1 type of opportunities in the type of companies that you want to work with and the type of investments that you want to make. Again, rehashing the point that this is not an investment advice, I'm just simply saying that a little bit of your investment should definitely go to 0 to 1 type of companies. Why? Because these are the companies that can attain scale going forward. These are the companies that will go 4x, 5x, 10x in the next 5 years. So what is the actionable step that I would suggest in terms of 0 to 1? I would simply say that 5% of your portfolio try to invest in 0 to 1 type of companies. If you want, do comment below. I'll make a separate video on 0 to 1 type of companies and you can learn more about it. This brings us to the second point, that if you want to make more money, what is it that you need to do? Invest in skills. This is the number one thing that I suggest everyone. Your investments, your job is not going to give you so much money as improving your skills would do. So let me give you the actionable tip here first. Your goal in terms of skill building should be A. Pick up an evergreen skill. B. Pick up a contemporary skill. What are evergreen skills? So evergreen skills are better writing, better speaking, better thinking. These are skills that have always existed. For example, people used to write books on their typewriters and get it printed, and they used to become authors. Even now, today, with Web 3.0, blockchain, cryptos, everything, still writers are finding a great voice. So this is an evergreen skill, and you must work on developing your evergreen skills. On the flip side, there are contemporary skills. So contemporary skills would be skills like learning more about blockchain technology, learning more about cryptocurrency investments. These are contemporary skills. Whatever you decide, whichever skills you want to pick it, but at least work on both these set of skills, one contemporary skill, one evergreen skill. To this end, learning English is one of the best skills that you can invest your time in because majority of the material is in English. If you can speak English well, it unlocks a range of opportunities, your salary improves, bunch of different good things happens if you're good at speaking, writing and thinking in English. So from that perspective, do go and check out Cambly. It's a wonderful application to help you improve your English. My dad is learning English from Cambly and he's thoroughly enjoying the experience. The tutors are very friendly. And this is me having a conversation with a Cambly tutor.
Do you like cricket more or football more or soccer?
I don't like cricket. I love it.
So you have been teaching on Cambly, or do you do like other stuff along with this?
Yes, it's been since the beginning of the year. I think I had my 6-month anniversary last week. I got a nice message from Cambly. Thank you, Cambly. If you can see on YouTube, thank you for the message. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. So once you have improved your skills, it's time to network better. This is the third key point that I would highlight. Now, there are two types of networking at play. So one is a push-based networking and second is a pull-based networking. So let me help you understand the difference. Push-based networking is what we generally do when we are college students. So we'll reach out to people, we'll say that, hey sir, ma'am, can you please take a look at my resume? I need an internship or I need a job or I want to speak with you for 30 minutes so that I can understand more about your company. That's a push-based networking. Because you're not adding value to that person whose time you are seeking or whose inputs you are seeking. So that's a push-based networking. It's very unlikely that you will get a lot of positive response. Tell me in the comment box. If you send 100 messages, then how many replies do you end up getting? I would say not more than 10%. Because you're doing push-based networking. This unfortunately is not working now anymore. What you need to do is pull-based networking. So what is the meaning of pull-based networking and why is that important? Pull-based networking simply means that you don't go and introduce yourself, people just end up knowing you. For example, if you write quite actively on LinkedIn, it's a great platform, it's a great tool for professionals and students. So if you're active there, the chances are that some recruiter would have read about you or some of your posts. And then if you are at some networking event, the chances are that that recruiter might already know you. This works in the business world also. For example, a lot of investments that I make, I don't have to reach out to make investments. A lot of companies come to me. They say that, hey Akshat, we are launching this particular product. Would you want to have a chat and see and use our product and be an angel investor in our company? Then the conversation builds on from there. So if you're doing pull-based networking where you're adding value to people, you're adding value on social media, then a lot of opportunities will fly to you. You don't have to go and grind it out. This brings me to the fourth point, that you must change your mindset. You must operate with the concept of abundance, that the world is big enough for everyone and there is space in terms of collaborating with people. You make insane amount of money if you start collaborating with people and do not think of them as competition. Now, let me prove this point by outlining a couple of examples. So when I was in college, I was applying for BCG, Bain, McKinsey type of jobs. And I used to consider all my peers as competitions, because I used to think that, hey, if McKinsey is coming on campus or if BCG is coming on campus, we are going to recruit like 10 people from our campus. And if I'm not one of those people, then I will be out. So I initially hesitated in terms of sharing my strategies with people. I used to consider it as a zero-sum game where if others win, I will be losing. This is the same perspective that we are taught during our school life, during our college life. When we start working, again, that same promotion game starts happening. And who is boss's favorite starts happening. So all this stuff makes us believe that the world is very limited And the only way to win is to crush competition. Now, this is a really bad mindset. This will not help you get to that 1 crore per year type of an income stream. You need to think in terms of collaborating with people, growing together. World is big enough for everyone. A good example of collaboration would be YouTube. So a lot of YouTubers reach out to me. They say that, Akshat, we love your work. Would you want to collaborate? And it goes vice versa. If I love some YouTubers' work, I'll reach out to them that, hey, would you want to collaborate? And they say yes. So using that mechanism, a lot of people have attained a lot of growth on YouTube. So irrespective of whichever profession you are in, be it a business, be it a corporate job, be it a student, you have to identify opportunities to collaborate and work with people that will lead to a really fast growth. So what is the action point that I would suggest here? So the action point is fairly simple, that identify wherever you can add value. So for example, if you are in college final year, go and teach something to your juniors. That is adding value to them, and that is operating from the mindset of abundance. You're not seeing people as competition. Go and help your peers. Similarly, if you are in a job, try to organize some trainings on an area where you are proficient. For example, if you're really good at Excel, organize a small training program for your colleagues. Teach them about Excel modeling or coding, and that would allow you to build more stronger relationships. And these relationships will pay you a lot going forward in your career. This brings me to the final point, that to execute the first 4 things, you need to have an optimistic viewpoint and you must have courage. Right now, for example, the markets are tanking. We are hitting approximately 16,500 on Nifty 50. So according to me, this is a great time to buy stocks. I'm buying stocks, but a lot of people are super scared that, you know what, Nifty is going to crash completely. It will come down to zero. There is a new recession that is happening. Bad stuff is happening. This, that. That is okay. Be cautious. I'm not saying that go and pour all your money in, but at least have the courage. If you have some cash, you should be able to invest and start taking bets now. Because if you don't buy when there is panic in the market, of course you're not going to make money. Because these things that you buy in bad times will give you massive returns in good times. Same goes for every single thing in life. For example, a lot of people are worried about, hey, cryptocurrencies, this, that. If you have fundamentally studied a topic, you need to have courage and conviction on things that you are being confident about. Now, one final statement that I will leave you with is that it is really difficult to be contrarian in life because there is comfort in the crowd, right? Everyone likes to be on the side of majority because we think that if we are with the majority, we will not go wrong. But unfortunately, it is the majority that is mostly wrong. So unless you are okay being a contrarian, you will get to that 1 CR money making mark. So be confident, be contrarian, be analytical, gain knowledge, invest in your skills, and also check the links in the description box for a special offer from Cambly. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and I'll see you tomorrow.